Well, then that's juxtaposed with that hero cop in Tennessee that looks like Schwarzenegger, that square-headed white dude who like stormed through the elementary school and killed that shooter with an AR.
Everyone's talking about that guy, and he deserves the praise that he got there, right? He was fearless. But I can't get over the fact that he passed like 5 or 6 other cops on the way to the active shooter. The other cops were like, he's down there, he's down there. What's slowing you down? How long have you been here? What are you, Uvalde cops? Like,
I didn't understand, like, were there like regular cops who were going in and like holding positions, and then like was he like an elite cop, or was that just a regular cop who had a better gun than everybody else? And
better gun, he had a better attitude. Like,
but he had the better gun. Like,
well, yeah, but he found the guy looking out the window and shot him in the back. I could have used a fucking knife in that situation.
You don't want to miss.
I'm exaggerating, but yeah, like shotgun would have been fine. AR-15 would have been fine. A pistol would have been fine. It just took a guy with a.
I prefer a long gun for my school shooting defense.
Me too. But what distinguished him from the other
went out of style.
What distinguished him from the other policemen was that he approached the shooter. Everyone else was waiting around the corner.
I'll tell you,
he was aggressive and he was pushing it.
I did a lot of charity work with a charity called the Cannonball Memorial Run, and it's put together by some cops out of San Bernardino County in California. And we would do a road trip across the country, and we'd stop at precincts that had lost officers in the line of duty in the last year, take the patches from their uniforms to D.C. And it was an amazing trip because you hear these crazy stories. But the craziest part is when you'd stop at some of these, very small towns, they might only have 4 or 5 cops that work there, and like they don't have ammunition to practice. And so there are a lot of parts of our country that are not remotely adequately protected by police. And particularly when you consider the nature of Americans that live in these areas. The civilians are considerably better armed than the officers are, and in many cases far better trained and experienced. And so these are young guys with low qualification jobs at times. And so, I can imagine it might have taken somebody that came from a little further away that wasn't wildly overwhelmed by a circumstance like that.
Yeah.
Well, see, but that's like a nice, measured, nuanced point, which is not what I'm looking for.
Right.
That makes a ton of sense. And
no, we need to put 100 people in a room. Only one of them's going to be a cop. The rest have to be dealt with. Yeah, I get.
I want Judge Dredd, like police officers, to just dispense justice on the streets. Although that is kind of what they did. When they just walked in there and executed that person, and cop number 2 shows up and is like, "Stop!" He goes, "Bang, bang, bang," with the pistol, like shoots the person 3 more times, and then he goes, "Stop moving."
Dude, I believe that the body was moving as a result of being shot. And so in the moment, he was probably like, "Stop moving exactly where I fucking just shot you."
Yeah.
Like, stop bouncing up and down all dead
right by that bullet hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor and I were talking about it. It was like the scene in RoboCop where the fucking giant like mech suit like guns the guy down with double cannons in the boardroom. like the guy's just fucking trembling with fucking bullet shots. Yeah, that was terrible.
That guy's a hero cop. He should get a raise and a newer, nicer gun. That's the way we should reward cops. The ones who use their guns the best, they get better guns.
It's just like Call of Duty. Like he's going to earn a kill streak.
Game.
If he kills 3 more school shooters, he'll get like a fucking Predator missile.
Well, let's not set it ridiculous. You kill 1 school shooter, you get a crazy big raise. Boom. Now this problem of cops not running in, not an issue. When they see Officer fucking Hero driving around in his new Lambo, because now he's making $300,000 a year because he killed a school shooter.
That would be fun. If you kill a school shooter, you get like 150,000 bonus. They'll all be rushing to the shooter.
Yeah. Or at least like a supermarket sweep.
Like, all right, that one was a teacher, but what's he worth?
I'd be having my kids bully people all day, every day. Like, no, you got to push him, son. You got to push him.
You're just trying to create lunatics out there.
You let him know. There's no other way, son. You let him know.
If you put that on any local
doesn't get
ballot,
better.
You said 0.5% of sales tax, and it's the bounty for school shooters. Nobody votes that down. That passes.
It's a genius idea.
It's a good idea.
They would do that in Texas because that's their answer for so many things.
Texas is an embarrassing state. They're not even up with Missouri.
Now, when
Dude,
they kill a high-value target in the military, isn't it like a thing that everybody in the unit shoots them afterward? Like, if they when they got Bin Laden, didn't everybody put a bullet in him that was there? Like,
I don't think so.
I choose to believe it's true.
I don't know.
Maybe that
I mean,
was in a
as we
movie
all
that I
know,
saw.
Bin Laden is living happily in Argentina. But
I heard the guy that shot Bin Laden on a podcast, and he must have, if they did that, he skipped over that. But he told like the story like beat for beat about how he killed Osama bin Laden. So that was pretty neat. I wouldn't want to be publicly that guy. That seems like a dangerous thing. But they scooped him up and buried him at sea.
Right. But
yeah,
I didn't know if that was a school shooter thing too. Like if I was second or third into the room, I'd probably make sure.
Yeah.
Just
I think it's a school.
Double check.
I think it's a police shooting thing. It seems like sometimes everybody will just light the guy up, and so it's almost like you have to charge
range style.
You have to charge like 13 officers if this was a bad shoot, and it's like, are you going to fire 2 whole police departments and 4 sheriff's deputies? And you're going to go after that federal guy or who was here and the state guy who just happened to like. There's so much law enforcement at like anything. If there's a call and there's a thing to do, they all just show up. It's like that meme about them eating donuts is kind of bullshit. But if there's a call, it just seems like they just keep coming. It's like flies to shit, and there'll be 8 cops for nothing. Hey, what's going on? Like y'all have radios. Y'all couldn't have squared this out like over the wire.
You can't beat the cops. Infinite respawns.
Like Vanguard deploy,
deploy. So they just keep going.
Nothing you can do. They just keep showing up. I saw that thing the other day where the kids were trying to run into their own house, and the ATF officer like saw him going in or whatever, and was like, "Yeah, have your children come back outside. I want a word with them." She's like, "Why?" He's like, "It's a traffic violation." A traffic violation? Yes, jaywalking in this neighborhood. Well, they look like they might have weapons. I need to talk to your children. I'm ATF. And
ATF. He should be murdering innocent people at a compound.
Shouldn't you be shooting a dog somewhere?